with your name.
Okay, I'm Holly Black.
Right, and you are one of our summer interns?
Yes, I'm a summer intern at Hootern. I started in May and I go till about August.
So how did you first hear about Hootern?
So Hootern actually did presentations at my school when I was younger, and I also live in Rockton, which is pretty close, so I've always known that it was here. I'd see stuff on the news. So yeah, that's just kind of how I knew about it.
Alright, and did you volunteer at Hootern at all before starting to intern?
I did not. So I started right in as an intern on May 19th.
Okay, and why did you choose Hootern as an intern opportunity?
I chose Hootern because I was looking to get experience working with wildlife and something to really help my applications to vet school, and I thought this was a good opportunity to get involved with something that I hadn't really been involved with yet, so.
So vet school, that kind of touches on one of the other questions.
Yeah.
What are you studying?
So I am studying biology and environmental sustainability at the University of South Dakota, and I'm currently applying to vet school, so I would hope next fall to start vet school.
Very cool. So what does being an intern at Hootern entail?
It's a lot. It's a huge time commitment, and you're kind of here for the entirety of the rehabilitation process, which involves the intaking of animals, treating them, and checking on them every day and getting them well. And then, obviously, the goal is release, but that's not always what can happen if something is really injured or something. But that's sort of the full circle, and you get to be part of that entire thing when you're here as an intern.
So what are some of the things that you've learned from your internship?
I've learned a lot about like treatments of animals. I've learned one of my biggest skills that I've gained is like confidence handling birds of prey, which is something that is really useful because I came in here and never really getting that close to an owl or to a hawk, and now I'm pretty confident with grabbing one and being able to hold one to do a medical analysis and give treatments as well. So that's one of the biggest skills I'd say I gained here.
How about some of the coolest things that you've had the opportunity to do as an intern?
Yeah, so I think my favorite part has been working with a pelican here named Piper. I get to train with him and the animal trainer pretty frequently, and I've really developed a good relationship with Piper, so it's always like cool to come and like notice when an animal recognizes you and wants to be with you and having that relationship, so I think that's the coolest part.
What benefits do you think that you get from your work out here?
One of the biggest benefits is just like gaining confidence working with wild animals, which you don't really get a lot of experience at like a vet clinic doing that or anywhere else, and wild animals are completely different than cats or dogs or other pets, so having that experience and the confidence being here so much, like that I'm comfortable with a lot of their behaviors and I start to recognize how they're going to act in different situations. And you also learn a lot about just the treatment of animals in general and how to tell when they're not well and when they are well just by how they're looking and stuff, so yeah.
Was there anything about being an intern that surprised you that you just weren't expecting?
So one of the things you do as an intern is give tours a lot, and I think I do good at the tours, but I realized that is just not for me. Like I was surprised that like the education portion, like it's important and I really like it, but it's just not for me. Just like how this might not be for everybody. I was kind of surprised by that, but yeah.
So you already mentioned Piper. Were there any other favorite animals that you've found?
Yeah, I've gotten connected to some of the geese. I love the little baby geese that come in. Those are some of my favorites, and then also a baby squirrel I've got to take home and take care of. But Piper was definitely my favorite. So. Yeah.
What would you say is the hardest thing about interning at Hootern?
I would say the time commitment. Like, it definitely was a lot more than I expected. I mean, I'm probably here like 65 hours a week, which is a lot, especially if you have other things going on outside. For instance, I was like I trained for a half marathon, and I also was applying to vet school, so that's like doing those things with the time you have at home is really difficult. So I would definitely recognize if you want to be an intern that it's a really big time commitment.
That is seriously impressive, actually.
Thank you.
So would you recommend either volunteering or interning at Blue Haven to others?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend the volunteering. The volunteers here are really great, and there's a lot of flexibility with the volunteering, and those are the people who are here. Some of the volunteers have been here for 10 plus years, where the interns are college kids, so they just come for like a summer or one season. The volunteers are a really great resource, so I would recommend that for sure. And then I would recommend being an intern, but I would say beforehand maybe being a volunteer first and really getting to understand what it's about, because you do get thrown in like right away and it's a huge time commitment. So make sure your plans are open if you want to be an intern. That's what I would say.
Right, and just in general, what's your favorite part about being out here?
My favorite part is treating the animals and getting to do like medical stuff that I would hopefully be able to apply to my future career. And it's really cool because some of the vet schools that I'm applying to have raptor rehabilitation programs, so I can write about that in my like essays, applying to those specific schools that like, yeah, I've had experience doing this and I really like it and I want to keep doing that. So
that's very cool, and it might actually help with like any vet clinics that take in exotics
Yep, for sure. It's a really good skill to have.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.